What's going on? What's going on? My people working today. Damn, my neighbor got some big titties. That's funny as hell. Oh man, what is going on, man? We had an eventful day yesterday, or lack thereof, I should say. In light of Mr. Blake getting shot in the back 7 times, paralyzed from the waist down. This happened in Milwaukee. So initially, the Milwaukee Bucks refused to play the game, the playoff game yesterday, and then the other teams followed suit. And the Clippers and the Lakers decided to just pull out of the playoffs, period. And it's the way of making a political statement and drawing attention to the negativity that African Americans are facing en masse in the United States. But my question is, what exactly will this accomplish by not playing the game? Now, if you're a player and your mind, you're just so distracted by what's going on in America with African Americans that you choose not to play, I kind of get that. But at the same token, you still gotta live life. You still gotta eat. You still gotta feed yourself. You still gotta support people. You know, it's not just the NBA players that suffer when they choose not to play. You know, it's everybody that's surrounded and that's associated with it. And I'm just trying to figure out exactly what it is that they're going to accomplish. You know, because they're saying there are things that are more important. There are things that are more important than a game, and I totally agree with that. I get it. But if, like, let's say everybody follows suit in the United States with what it is that they're doing. If everybody chose not to work, whether it's for justice to be executed against race haters, or for racists to stop being racist. If all Americans quit work right now, this moment, until racist people stop being racist, I think we'd all starve to death, man. If all people decided to stop working right now, so that people like the people that killed, I can't think of all the names off the top of my head, but like the person that killed Eric Garner, or the officer that killed Darren Wilson, that killed Mike Brown, or until George Zimmerman gets justice against him. If they quit until all those people got executed justice, I still think we would starve to death. I feel like boycotting, it's a passive way to try to get some shit done. A passive, like, not really effective way. Like with certain things with certain things that you boycott. I said this in a video before, man. The answer is not playing in sports. How many players in the league? I don't know, 400, 500, something like that. Combined income, what are they worth? I don't know. You know what I mean? But one thing I do know, like when you have these smaller groups, like Jews or Italians or whatever, whenever they wanted something done within their community, they use their resources to buy property, to get the right politicians in the right positions, the right judges and police chiefs, lawyers, doctors, things of that nature, in order to what's the word? In order to accomplish their agendas. You know, they didn't force anybody. They didn't say, oh, if you don't listen to me, we're going to do this. No, they got their people within the system in order to take care of things. It's like, why can't we do that? Now you want to say, oh, Kamala Harris or Barack Obama, he was in the system. Kamala Harris was in the system. And first of all, they weren't ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves. Miss me with that shit. Because Barack Obama's mother was white and his father was straight from Africa. Never really dealt with the black experience. Same thing with Kamala. Mother's Indian, father is Jamaican, was of white descent. Not ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves. Miss me with that bullshit. But we have to get our actual people that look like us in positions of power. And there's plenty of billionaires that have the resources to make this happen. And it doesn't happen. Why? Because they don't want it to happen. If the Oprah Winfrey's and the Jay-Z's of the world, you know, they're giving us all this lip service of equality and how things are supposed to be. But, like, put your money where your mouth is. It's not about boycotting. It's about using your resources to get the right people in the right positions, man, of power. That's the answer. That's just basic logic, man. But you're going to boycott and compromise the very thing, money, to compromise the very thing that can get things changed. I'm willing to bet a lot of racists don't give a fuck about sports or black athletes. I'm willing to bet that. So you boycott. What about the thousands of racists that don't give a fuck about sports? Then what do you do for those people? You can't force somebody to change, man. You can't force somebody to change. You can't force somebody to not be racist. If was not playing a sport in order for people to do the right thing, man, we could have ended racism 60 years ago. We could have ended racism until 60 motherfucking years ago. If it was that easy, you know what? We're not gonna play no sports. We would have had racism. Like if the answer was that simple. Now you could say to bring attention, but how much more attention do you need? We got social media. Pretty much everybody, every person, you know. Almost every human adult in the free world has a cell phone. So when something goes down, the shit gets shared immediately. It's not even about attention. It's about justice, man. It's not just about attention. It's about justice. So we hope that like another country like Russia feels sorry for America. So what they gonna do? Send some Russians over to America to regulate and beat up the racist whites that's fucking us over? That doesn't make no sense. They don't give a damn. These other countries don't really give a fuck about us like that, man. It's what's fashionable. It's what's popping. Black Lives Matter is what's popping. It's become the cool hashtag, the cool thing to do. If you got a whole bunch of celebrities that's behind that shit, they don't really give a fuck because they're not putting their money where their mouth is, man, as a whole. You say sports takes money out of the mainstream. Media is owned by a few, no viewers, no commercials, and advertising, all that. Hopefully reach a person that is bothered. Yo, if you racist, that don't matter, yo. A racist is gonna be an evil motherfucker. You can't force somebody not to be racist. You can deter, I think you can curb the behavior. You got a right to be racist. As long as you're not hurting nobody and killing nobody, you got a right to not like somebody. You know. Now, as far as these cops abusing their power and authority, man, they definitely need to be held accountable for the things that they do. You know, but to me, why not just go whichever is funding the police precinct, whoever are funding these judges, the judges in the police precincts are not being funded by the NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, MLS. You know, they're not funding cops. They're not funding. That's all from the citizens. That's all politicians. I don't know. It's like we're misdirected and we're being misguided, man. You know, it's like I I'm getting bullied. Say I'm getting bullied in school. Like, I'm getting bullied in school, right? Instead of like confronting or asking somebody to help me, not to walk my dog. Like, me not walking my dog. Why you not walking my dog? Walking your dog because this bully is bullying me. But the fuck the dog got to do with that shit, y'all? Why not attack the bully directly, whether physically or metaphorically, or deal with individuals that can actually help you with that situation? I just don't. I don't see the connection, man. I don't see the connection, but I get it. Like, if they're all doing it, the players are going to be in solidarity. It is what it is, but I'm just trying to figure out exactly what is the plan. And just because you bring attention, listen to this. Just because you bring attention to something doesn't necessarily mean that anybody's going to do anything about it. What, the whole world didn't recognize Trayvon Martin? The whole world wasn't paying attention to Eric Garner? Shit, the whole world wasn't paying attention to Martin Luther King? The whole world wasn't paying attention to Malcolm X? He said, no commercials, no advertising, revenue, stock drop, all that to hopefully reach a person that's bothered by it and give some negotiation. So you basically saying, in these sports, because there are a lot of white people or just people in general that are indifferent to what's going on. So it has to take sports being canceled for a person like, I'm not even talking about a racist. Not having sports is not going to make a racist motherfucker not racist. There's motherfuckers that's racist and still enjoy the sport, but they hate your black ass, but they love how you run that football. So it's not that. So basically what you're saying is this protest is to get the people that are indifferent to start speaking up more. So I'm loving football, but now football's not here. So now I gotta start speaking up for injustices just so I can get a sport back. You should be speaking up for injustices because it's the right thing to do, not for some fucking sports. That's just bullshit, man. You should be doing that because that is the right thing to do. It's a very vapid mentality when it takes canceling entertainment in order for people to do the morally right thing. And so what do you mean by the optics? I'm not that smart, so I don't know what that word means in this situation. But you gotta be a pretty debased motherfucker. Like, you know what? I hate blacks, or I don't give a fuck what's going on with blacks. I'm just living my life. Oh shit, they're taking away sports. I love my sports more than black people. So you know what? It's gonna take the absence of sports for me to be a decent human being. It doesn't make, like, whether they can't, I'm not judging whether they decide not to play or do play. I'm just trying to find, like, the logic in it. I'm trying to find the logic in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, a better protest, like, say, if somebody has to go to court or something like that, who's a complete asshole, you know what I'm saying? And it seems like, it's going to go in the asshole's favor. Everybody that works at that court, that isn't on board with that, shouldn't show up to the fucking court. Period. As far as like dirty police officers and stuff like that, boycott service to them. You can't shop at this grocery store. You can't eat here. You can't do this. Like, that type of boycott would make more sense. Like, I get like the whole defunding the police. Like I sort of I do get it, but it's like you need a backup plan beyond that, though. I don't know, man. I'm just rambling all over the place. It just, I don't know, logically, it just makes no sense. Like, we live in an age of hashtags where people are just doing shit that just sounds cool. Give me 1 second. We live in an age of like hashtags and trends and doing what's cool, And while Black Lives Matter, BLM has a good sentiment, It just almost seems like just a cool thing to do, like hashtag Me Too, hashtag Time's Up, hashtag Black Lives Matter, man. Some of these millionaires, man, they could put, you know what I mean, like politicians and judges and police chiefs that get bought off by the corrupt people, by corrupt people. How come like politicians can't get bought off by good people? I don't get that. This person is paying you $50,000 to be a dick towards black folks. So, oh shit, it's a bug in my car. Get up. This person is paying $50,000 to be a dick towards black people. So why don't this person pay $125,000 so you can be good towards black people? It's still kind of fucked up that it's gonna take money for people to do what's humanly right. Like it shouldn't be money. It shouldn't require money for people to fucking treat human beings the way human beings are supposed to be treated. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. The one thing, the NBA is predominantly black. You play basketball to make the money. You boycott, you're no longer making money. You need the money and the resources to buy off the right people and to put the people in the right positions of office. But you're willing to take away the one thing that gives you the resources to do that. All these years, all these NBA players made trillions and trillions of dollars, man. And then you got some that stand up for righteousness, like LeBron James. I think Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. He used to what did he used to do? He didn't put his hand over his heart for the flag or something. He did something during the national anthem. He used to sit down during the national anthem. So you have a few scattered here and there. But with so many black people that have came through the league and that have been multi-millionaires, they could have all come together as a collective, and they could have been buying politicians, and they could have been buying judges, and they could have been buying cops. The cops and the judges are the ones that are making decisions, man. The cops and the judges. So those are the ones that we should be focused on. Not some fucking some racist fat football fan. What the fuck is a racist fat football fan? I ain't got no football no more, so fuck it, I'm gonna kill some more niggas. If anything, that should probably make motherfuckers more stressed out and want to kill more black people. Because they don't got no shit to pacify them. Now I'm being silly now, but... Bill, so if LeBron not playing, you know how much bread. He said if LeBron not playing... But you know what? White people are some smart, crafty motherfuckers. If LeBron chooses never to play basketball again... There's gonna be some dumb motherfucker that they can prop up. It'll be somebody else that'll take his place. They got other ways of flipping money. The NBA is only not even 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? And America been richer way before that, yo. So you said the season's gonna resume. I mean, logically, it has to. Logically, it has to, because the thing is, if the NBA ends, like I asked earlier in this video, so what else we gonna end? And we let's all stop working until racism stops. But wasn't we all fighting to work because of COVID? It's so much like contradicting, conflicting shit. He said they don't like that shit. That's when white folks step in, once you start hurting their pockets. I feel like the NBA, like, that's not even the richest shit on this planet. Like, the richest things in this world is shit that we don't even know about. You know what I mean? Like tech, Bitcoin, oil, that type of shit. Yeah, nobody ain't talking about that. Nobody ain't talking about boycotting and none of that, man. This isn't an answer. I said this answer in a few videos ago. I can't remember exactly which one it was. But I was like, if we really want to see a change in society, it starts with how we raise our children. You know, we raise our children to want to be firefighters, policemen, politicians, scientists, doctors, and we instill these good ideas and viewpoints in their head instead of only inspiring them to be just entertainers. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong like that, but entertainment doesn't change society, man. Entertainment doesn't change society. Your teachers change society. Your doctors, change society. Your scientists change society. Your politicians are the ones that change society. Entertainment, it serves exactly what it is. It just makes you feel good for a moment. Whenever you're really stressed out, you get entertained. It calms you down so that when you go back to whatever it is that you're facing, you can face it a little bit better with more of a clear head. So entertainment definitely does have its purpose. And it's a drug. It's definitely a drug, but it's not the solution. You know what I mean? And we got to start instilling these ideas into our children, into our kids. Now, if you got a racist ass parent, he gonna raise his kids to be racist. So there's really not much you can do about that. There's really not much you can do about that, but for the people, I don't know if it's a majority of people that aren't racist, but for the people that aren't racist, raise your kids in a proper manner and just be a positive example and get the right people in the right positions that actually change the world, man. If you're not doing that, man, like boycotting football and basketball is not encouraging like a child to want to be a judge. The judge that saw that what's his name, Darren Wilson was that acquitted Darren Wilson or whatever or what have you, or the people that picked the jurors. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people we got to influence. People gonna always kill people. That goes without saying. There's always gonna be murderers. There's always gonna be negative motherfuckers that do that. So it's not about. You can't really change the mindset of a racist. A racist has to choose to change that mindset themselves. But you can have penalties serve as a deterrent so they don't do certain things. Yeah, I'm going to murder this motherfucker, but I want to go to jail for 50 years. Yeah. Even though you shouldn't want to do it because it's the right thing to do, but humanity doesn't work on ideals, the ideal thing to do, so it is what it is. I get that. But we can't just make rash decisions by I feel like you could play the game and there's still ways you could protest, which they have been doing. They have different phrases on the back of their jerseys. They have Black Lives Matter on the court. So I feel like the NBA was doing their part within the realm and the scope of their business. But to just say fuck it and don't play it at all? What if everybody said fuck it? I'm tired. Yo, I'm tired of this racism. So fuck it. I'm not gonna work and we just gonna starve. Like whatever. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. That's like punching your own face. That's like beating yourself. I see this person over here getting abused, right? So I start punching myself. People do shit like that too. What is it called, like stigmata or some shit? There's some shit in the Catholic religion where they fucking abuse themselves and shit. As some type of message to God, or if they feel like they feel too lustful, they beat up on themselves. It's kind of different. It's kind of silly, but you get what I'm trying to. You get what I'm trying to say. I'm all over the place. I don't know. I'm trying to understand this. I'm trying to see the logic in it. And these cats got all this type of money, but I see more NBAs like tricking off at strip clubs, or bragging about their big ass houses and stuff like that. But I don't see none of them financing like different judges. I don't see. I see some backing politicians here and there, but not really though. Not really. $1 could go a lot farther than $0. $1 could go a lot further. Farther. Both words. Farther. I think farther is the right word. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't get it. But somebody just said the season just continues, so I'm gonna check that out and see what that's all about, and listen to a little bit more commentary. And what's the end game? That's all I'm asking now. You got 10 racists. He said the irony is lost on you as an entertainer, providing your perspective on matters to do what? Affect change. The irony is lost on you as an entertainer, providing your perspective on matters to do what? Affect change. Thinking, what are you going to live to do? Why are you doing it? Should you stop? Because you are a comedian, by your own words, not By your own words, not part of society that me. Hold up. Why are you doing it? I'm doing comedy because I just love it. I personally love it. Let me answer all these questions one by one. It's kind of loaded. And while you're a smart motherfucker, a lot of times I can't understand what you're writing. But it says the irony is lost on you as an entertainer providing your perspective on matters to do what? Affect change. I pose these things to learn, to be honest with you. A lot of times I'll pose a question because I fully don't know. I have close to 5,000 people on my friends list. And when a lot of people give their commentary and their questions, I actually learn. So I don't pose it necessarily to change anything except my own thoughts, just to learn. So, you know, and just to get people to just to create a dialogue more than anything, you know. Whether people's thoughts change or not, I mean, if they do, that's cool. But I mainly I put thoughts out there just to create a conversation, and then whatever happens. What are you going live? What are you going live to do? I pretty much just answered that question. Why are you doing it? I've answered that question. Should you stop because you are a comedian, singer, driver? No. By your own words, you not part of society that makes change. I can't. You said TPU, so I don't know what you mean by that. But I don't know, man. I feel like I'm just a small. I don't feel. I know. I'm like an extremely small voice with pretty much no influence on this planet, or very, very, very minuscule influence. But we have social media. We all gotta have camera phones, and we all have the ability to say what's on our mind, you know, and to see what other people think. And ultimately, I asked a question. I didn't say that boycotting was wrong. I didn't say it was right. I was just asking what necessarily is the end game. What is it really going to accomplish? We know for a fact money is a thing that influences people to change. So I get it in the respect, if you boycott the NBA, a lot of people are making less money, blah, blah, blah. But you can do it like that, which is an indirect way of trying to change people. You can directly put people in office with the millions of dollars you made off the NBA. Put people in the right positions, put the judges and the lawyers. And like how many basketball players have like pooled their resources and built a hospital, yo? How many basketball players have like pooled their resources? I don't know, man. I know Akon built a hospital, right? The rapper. Convict music, but I don't know, man. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense. It just seems trendy, man. It just seems fashionable. They treating black people like Gucci belts right now. It's just something fun to do. And until, like I said, there's always gonna be evil, racist, murderous motherfuckers. But until people start getting like proper justice against them within the court system, man, the focus has to be on the judicial system. That's what, however we can do that. The focus has to be on the judicial system. That's what the focus should be. Whatever it is that we can boycott to convince the judicial system to start being fair is what must be focused on. Or boycott, or whoever needs to be funded to serve as some type of insurrection. I mean, hopefully I'm using the word right. Insurrection to actually change these corrupt judicial systems. That's what should be focused on. Not playing basketball. A person not playing ball is not going to make a jury judge more fairly. That's my time. I highlight y'all. Hashtag everybody need more green. Peace.